Hello, and good afternoon, everybody in the live trading room. Good afternoon to Mike. Good afternoon to Abiodun. Good afternoon, and good afternoon to the rest of you also inside at this moment. Welcome, welcome. Today is the 12th of August, 2021. My name is Maurice Rothwell, international trading coach here at TradersClub24 in Hamburg. We are logged in for the US market opening power hour. So welcome to everyone. So good afternoon to Niels. Hello to Klaus. Svenja, Ulrich, welcome. Thank you for joining. So how was everyone's morning today? Everyone make some good trades this morning? Anyone need any help with anything in particular? Or is everyone just doing perfectly fine? Okay, good stuff. So as always, we'll start off over onto the economic calendar here. Let me just switch over my screen. We've started a little early as always, but let's flip the screen over. So here we have the economic calendar, and basically going to give us a rundown of the whole day. So I haven't looked at this today yet, but there's been a lot of news for England coming out today. Lots of medium, high, and low impact news coming out. You can see it's a bit of a mixed signals about what's going on. Very good, very bad. However, I didn't see the markets this morning, so I didn't see if the FTSE was moving well or not. Nope, have a UK hedge since a few days, can't find entry to get out of it. Okay, all right, no worries. The day will come. The day will come. Thing is not to rush these things. And just over the lunch period, we've had initial jobless claims come out. We've also had some other stuff, bits and bobs coming out. Some high impact news there. Not much of a difference at all, really, on any of it. It's all looking pretty good, better than expected, however. So markets are moving a bit slow since I got back yesterday. Very slow indeed in the afternoon, very boring. We managed to get out yesterday with 2 trades closed, and we do still have a hedge. So yeah, here we are. Let's have a look. We do have one hedge open at the moment, 0.65% drawdown. Not so bad. As always, we're going to go through and check on the MTX charts first. Not been any signals this moment on gold or New Zealand dollar, US dollar. Not so much going on. Let me just check out the FTSE, in fact. Oh, terrible. What a bad day. Good afternoon to you too, Kat. Thank you for joining. Yeah, terrible. Big gap here though since yesterday. I think that's across most of the markets. I think DAX has had quite a big lift off. Wow, over the last hour or so, quite a big jump there for the DAX. We've got Dow Jones here, pretty much the same as the FTSE, and that's nothing. That's no movement at all for the Dow Jones. Usually we can expect around 200 points of movement on the Dow Jones, 83 so far today. It's a difficult one. I'm not so sure how this afternoon will play out. I'm leaning more to the side that there's not really going to be much going on. However, we've still got 13 minutes until the opening. So, I mean, let's come out on the Nasdaq, because the Nasdaq is where we have our hedge. So I want to get a big overview here and see what's going on exactly. Still sort of around those all-time high areas, back down to sort of the big number here at 15,000 on the dot. If we come in and take a bit of a deeper look, maybe we can sort of work out some kind of chart pattern. Wrong one. Let's grab this one. Just start making some drawings on the picture here. Got a bit of time for us to go through. So what I'm doing now, I'm just drawing in this kind of trend line at the bottom from every touchdown. We can see that it was kind of stepping up as it was going along. And we've just touched down on that again, right on the crosshair with the big number. So it's interesting enough. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the crosshair out now, and I'm just going to look for some sort of support and resistance zones. So support and resistance zones we're looking for pretty much like here. So we can see if I just take this and just mark that out there, maybe it will place it out a bit better. So we can sort of see where the market breaks through here. We get the double bottom again over here, more or less breaks down, and we're getting it as a sort of, we can see the market is fluctuating at this very point quite often as a stopping point, a supporting area. So to me, it would look like that would be sort of an area of interest at the moment. So support resistance. Let's go in a bit more. The deeper we go, better it is. So you can see that's quite consistent there with the both this support resistance line. You can see it ties in pretty well, and the same with this trend line at the bottom. The only question is, what does it mean, right? So we can look at it as a break of support. So this was clearly a support resistance, and we can see that it's tried to break that support zone or that resistance zone quite often, but we keep retracing back to this very same trend line here. So with this trend line, we want to see that the market is eventually going to be breaking out again of this kind of high wedge pattern. So the high wedge pattern, normally what we would see the market continue to retrace from this resistance line. And what's going to happen is the market's just going to bounce, and it's going to funnel itself up into this sort of breaking point. And this is usually a breakout pattern. So I call it a high wedge. So that could be the case here. However, because we have the abnormality of the markets actually breaking out, what we could see, in fact, is more of a high wedge pattern towards the top. So we've got sort of a double bit of geometry here. So here we have sort of the support resistance areas from the all-time highs and the big number. So this is the support resistance area, and then this is the next level, and then the next level is that all-time high just over here. So what we can expect is sort of a breakout of here. I would expect there to be a breakout of this sort of funnel, this high wedge pattern towards our next stage of trade area. So once we get that confirmation, like we've had previously towards the back, we can see that the market's broken out. It's actually treating this as a bit of a supporting area after that, and it's retracing from this exact same area. So then we get that breakdown, comes back down, and now we're at that very same sort of dead bottom trend line. what could happen, as I said, we could break out, stay into this next level and go off to create new all-time highs, as we do still have that next funnel towards the top here. So what could then happen once we break out of this funnel, we still have this trend line moving up, which is going to be the supporting trend line. And once we break out through the top of this, we could then continue to bounce off from this trend line and continue to break out towards the top. However, what could just as easily happen is we come down here, we break through the bottom, and then it puts us on a completely different path of sort of support resistance. Then we can sort of come out into an hourly or 4-hourly pattern. We can say, okay, we might have something like a triple top coming out as we see the 1 top, 2 top. We come for the next top, and as we come back down, it would then be a sort of head, shoulder, shoulder, head, shoulder pattern forming. Good afternoon to Joachim as well. So we got 7 minutes now. That was a little bit of technical analysis there. Going to take all of that out now. Go zoom into it normally. So a little bit of analysis there with the Nasdaq, just because there's not so much movement on it, and we do have a hedge that we want to release over here. I think what I would like to do is, as we've got this trend line here, I'm going to actually create a buy on that big number towards the supporting trend line here. Make sense? So that's going to be my hedge release just there. And I'm actually going to extend that up towards the next area. So we can see that there's resistance at this daily pivot. However, I'm expecting us to bounce back up towards this area. Hope maybe not even by the end of the day, but I'm expecting us to come back up over time. So it would make more sense for us to aim for the higher end than to let it down towards the bottom. We've got quite a good release there. Trend line is pretty much right on these bottoms. That is the trend line. So that is what we're aiming for on now a hedge release in the Nasdaq. Treating this big number doubled up with the supporting trend line. And we're going to use that to create our buy and then extend up towards the next big number. We might not get any movement at all, but I think if anything, we're probably going to make it towards that daily pivot. So that's the first trade. Next one, what I want to do is, I mean, we can also do another one here. This is all-time highs again. So we're back again with the all-time highs on the Dow Jones. I think we'll go with a safe vote. No, I'm going to go with a big number. Reason being, we're at all-time highs, so we need up towards the next Fibonacci here if we're going to take that vola box in the Dow Jones. And if what's most likely going to happen, we're going to come back down, I don't want to be sort of just stuck here at that bottom thing. I mean, it's much easier for us to go from here. Our take profit will be there at the all-time high. However, from here, we're looking at a good 40 points more, yep, towards that Fibonacci zone. So I'm going to take that big number trade just because that big number trade is looking a lot better. We could just as easily be this vola box is a better option. Just, I like it better. Gold. As we move on to gold on the daily. So with gold, someone asked me about it earlier. Gold, we're currently at a bit of an impasse situation. I know I always say that. However, we're at gold right here, and we've got a lot of sort of supporting zone from right here until, let's say, right about there. This zone here equates to about $12 or $11 in price. And I think this is a very difficult area to get stuck into. Could also be considered as a sort of negative range there. maybe good for a $10 size box in gold. But the reason being is that we've got all of this resistance down here, and then again it comes back to support, 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 breakthrough, resistance, resistance, and this is that whole area here. And then in the middle we probably have the real hardcore support resistance zone right there at 17.58. I would probably wait if I was going to be trading gold until we get some better signs of movement. I mean, here we are at very low support, hard support there, and then we have this sort of in the middle there. 1750 is definitely, well, we can see it's definitely an area that's interesting for the market. We've had some quite large steps down since here, so step, step again. We could be looking at a sideways market right in this area, just like we did here at the big number, and just like we did here at this big number, except this time it's not going to be the big number, it's going to be reduced by 50% there. So we got that big drop from 19 below 18, then we fizzled out at the 18, and then here we dropped to the 17, and then we're going to fizzle out sort of around this area. I think this is going to be what's happening until something else drastic happens. Bitcoin is back at 44,000. I think we was at the 46,000 earlier today. So a lot of the stuff in the crypto market is going. Here we are. So we've got 20 seconds until the market opening. This wasn't us, no way. So let's wait and see what's going to happen with our hedge release here in the Nasdaq. I haven't placed too many trades at this point just because I want to see the opening before we start placing more trades. We've got trade number 6 on the release here in the Nasdaq. And let's take a look at gold. The Dow Jones, first trade in, short. Remember, we're at all-time highs here. Actually, would have been a much better entry at the follow box in the end. And then we have the next trade coming down. Oh, so that's what, number 7? There So quite a big retracement on this candle here, on the 5-minute candle. In the Nasdaq, we can see that market did make that initial push down, and it's sort of since then been pushed back up from that trend line. We can see it broke way below that trend line. Let's see if it's gonna, number 8. There it is, number 9. Let's see if we're gonna break past this Fibonacci. So quite a strong, heavy candle on the downside here. So just hmm. So not much we can do here apart from get a hedge on the next trade and then return when the volatility is back. Just not worth it at this moment. Oh, let me delete that trade here. Oh, oh, so that's the Dow Jones out of the first trade there. And just make that other big number at the bottom. And here we're going to wait and see what's happening with the Nasdaq. So I did turn the entry off there, by the way, and then deleted the trade in the sequence. If we're going to go up, we can always just hedge it manually. At the moment, it's stuck right here. And what we can do again over here is just recreate that other big number on our other chart. And another retest on the fib. And slight breakout from the Fibonacci here. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take a look over here to our other chart. Now what it seems like we might have broken down below our supporting trend line now. If it does push down far enough for us to hit this take profit, then I would consider that a break of that supporting trend line. So, and here we come. So original take profit is hit there. So now we're going to wait for manual exit. Going to continue. Not that we're going to miss the opportunity here. So, and oh, we'll take that one. 117 on the profit there. So that's the hedge release completed. So 0.42% on those two trades at this point. And we can see that we're coming down. Better to take the profit there. It's a nice little extra for us. Big drop there on gold. Wow. Nasdaq, Dow Jones, sorry, nothing so far. And that's so far, that's all we can get into. I mean, as far as chart analysis goes with this, with the Nasdaq here, I mean, the next trend pattern, I guess, is this. Oh, I doubt it. All right. Here's the next supporting zone. Just sort of put these in the way here so I can have a look at them. Now we can go back in. Once we've mapped those out, we can then go back in and we can see, look, that is the right on the Fibonacci, like I said, where our take profit was. This is the line that we've just put out for the next supporting zone. So now what we would expect is for us to hit this support zone, maybe bounce out a bit, and then this will be our next sideways funnel channel, and possibly another breakdown. So we can actually use these lines sort of to determine whether the market's going to stay in this channel, and if it comes up and breaks past here, then we expect it to sort of be using this supporting trend line to a resisting trend line, and then we're going to be sort of trading off of the bottom of it instead of the top. So we use these lines just as guidance, really, just to say, okay, once we've broken down below this, we can expect the market to stay anywhere between here and here. We're going to expect it to hit this anyway. Is pretty much, I would say, a given that it should hit this supporting line now. And then once we get the reaction from this supporting line, I would expect market possibly to bounce up, continue sideways, and then maybe it's going to reach back up to the top. And then the next goal would be that we're going to hit either the now resisting trend line, or we're going to hit this sort of this previous support resistance area. Does that make sense to everyone? However, there's nothing that we can do in terms of trades. But at least we've done we've done pretty well there. We've flipped our drawdown pretty much. Hmm. And that's pretty much it, guys, to be honest. Let me get a, just want to take a look at this Bitcoin. Which one? That's template X. No, I don't want this one. Let's go on to just a range breakout here. Looks better. So we're on the hourly here. Also not that great. So we've been growing quite a lot since, what, last week? That's 17K in the last week. What I really want to look at though is, no, not that far. I want to come along. So we can see where we was. There's a pretty obvious resistance here, a support resistance. We can see exactly what happened there. At the beginning, bounced straight away, broke through. Then now we've broken below that line. It was resisting quite a bit. So now the next level, oh, let me get the crosshair out. In fact, is, yeah, pretty much exactly where we're at. Just by looking at these bottoms here, previous resistance there. You can see we stopped out a few times over on this side. And as we go in, you can see that we actually stopped out pretty much at that zone as well. So what we could expect is a drop back down to the 41. Next level is at 51, funnily enough. And then all-time high, of course, is all the way up here at 64. Did we hit that support zone yet? Not quite, not quite. We didn't quite get there. But we are coming up to our next trade in the Dow Jones. Maybe, maybe. But it looks like it might be a short session like yesterday, just because there's not much going on. Okay, well done for the gold hedge. Well done, well done. But yes, very boring. How is everyone else getting on? Anyone making trades? Hedge in US tech, waiting till tomorrow. You also got out of the same one, Ulrich? Oh, there we are, into our box. I mean, not the direction that I thought that we would get out in, but the analysis was there for exactly what we needed. And at least we got out, hey? It was the same, but was stopped out. Oh. So Kurt made the Dow Jones trade. Nice. Yeah, nothing going on really this afternoon. Same as yesterday. It's just one of those quiet times, you know. It's holidays. Everyone's on holidays. A lot of traders on holiday as well. So that's why the busiest times are sort of autumn and spring. Everyone's sort of back at work, full power. Winter can be, but of course during that 2-week period over Christmas, there's just no point. I would stay well away from the markets. Who knows? Crypto markets will probably be the one. I'm going to say crypto markets mid-November. It will either be mid-November or it will be just before Christmas, so mid-December, that I think there will be a big drop in the price of all crypto, just because people want to sell their stuff. They made their money already, now they want to sell it. So almost in our take profit here, first trade in. Nice. At least we got out of the Nasdaq hedge. Seems to be that the power hour will be closed again. Yeah, I saw that, Klaus. Yeah, it's been closed. I realized since yeah, there's no one in here anymore. Shame, shame, shame. I think that they want to reserve it for VIPs again, or I'm not sure. Um, I would rather just keep the power hour to myself instead of sharing it with Christoph anyway. I'm selfish like this. Okay, and there it goes. And we are closed out of the third trade. What's going on? Coming back up. So let's see how it's going to react with this trend line here. The trend line is going to be our sort of main indicator at this point to see if the market is going to now have broken this support and be treating it as a resisting trend line, or if it's going to be now considered as, or it would just be a fake out. So a fake breakout towards the bottom, and then we'll break up above it. But I guess what will happen, the market will now come and trade below this trend line and maybe possibly break out of it as time goes on, sort of over here. What's this, next week? If it continues to be low volatility, that is. So nothing going on. Nothing much happening. Just waiting to see now what's going to happen with the Nasdaq. I mean, usually at this point, this would seem like a very good trade right here, just because it seems like it's either gonna retrace from here very hard, or it's gonna break out from there pretty good as well. So usually that big number trade would be quite a good guess. So please, if any of the new people in the live room need any help with anything, explaining, um, please write a question in on the box and we can go through anything you need. We got 10 minutes. Oh. So no questions in, so that means we're going to cut it short then. Also seems like we've got that supporting trend line, now the resisting trend line. So we can expect more from the Nasdaq over the next few days, I guess. We'll keep the lines here and then we'll go through it a bit more tomorrow. Friday, yes, Niels, we'll be back. Tomorrow is Friday. Oh, how great it is to come back from holiday on a Wednesday. So yeah, we're gonna get back in tomorrow. We're gonna see what happens, see where the markets are at. Maybe there's some more volatility or not, but hey, very well today. 3 trades closed. I need to close that pending one, wherever it is. Well, we're about to enter it. Lucky we closed that one. So 3 trades closed, 142 euros 88 cents. That is a perfect 0.5% for the day, guys. So again, not that not that exciting, but we've hit our first daily target of 0.5% on the dot. So I'm happy. I hope you guys are happy. As always, we'll be back again tomorrow, same time, same place. So be there or be square. Goodbye. Thank you for the last couple of weeks. Very interesting. I'm glad you're enjoying it, Klaus. Yep, glad you're enjoying it. Tell your friends. Convince everyone to upgrade so they can join us. No, we'll see what we can do about that. But yeah, so guys, have a good afternoon, and I look forward to seeing you all tomorrow. Okay, so take care and goodbye.